Right, welcome back, welcome back, welcome back. Today I will be doing a recap for you of week one because you've asked for it. So I'll be doing a recap for you. And this will help you to catch up to speed. And if you've forgotten, this will help you to remind you of where we're at and what we're doing. Okay, so I'm going to go ahead and I'm going to enter the username and password that was provided to you by me. Okay. And my username is Dark Girl Fun. And of course, my password is a secret because you should never share your passwords with anyone. Well, maybe except your parents. All right. So I'm going to go ahead and sign in here. If this is your first time signing in, don't worry about all this on the screen, okay? You can ignore that. The key thing that I need you to do is when you sign in, we're going to start a new project, okay? Several ways you can start a new project. You can click the create. The create is right here beside the scratch icon, top left, or is that the right? Yeah, that's the left. Or as usual, beside your name, and make sure your name is there because if you don't see your name, username here, that means you didn't sign in. So beside your name, you're going to go ahead and you're going to click the folder. All right. And the folder is labeled My Stuff. Of course, if you're using a French browser or another browser, the language will be different. Okay. So I'm going to go ahead and click My Stuff. If this is your first time signing in and getting started, ideas for demo, you'll see nothing here. Again, two ways to create a project. You can click here, create, or you can go ahead and click new project. So I'm going to go ahead and I'm going to click the new project and then we're going to get started. So new project. All right. All right. So here we go. We got started with our new project and our good old friend is there, the sprite. Okay, and reminder just to recap, the sprite is your character. So we create story here, we make magic. Okay, so all your sprites will be here. This is where you will make the magic. This is where you will add your code. This is the code you need, which we will drag and drop to create the magic. All right. And then of course reminder, just a recap, we have the costumes here, we got the sound here. Key thing is title your project. You want to title your project and remember the rules of naming your project, no space. Okay, let's get practice. Next step is that we're going to go into Python, so we got to practice naming our project without spaces so we can use the underscore, camel case, all kind of things. So I'm going to go ahead and I'm going to call this citybus. Okay, so for you, capital city, and then capital B, citybus. Okay, and good practice is always save now. Many times, one of the big issue that I see is you didn't save your project and you've lost it. Always do the save now. Okay, now let's get started. So, first thing we're going to do is we have our sprite. Okay, we're going to today, this week, this session, we're going to work on animation. All right, so first thing we're going to do is citybus, right? So we're going to go ahead and we're going to create a backdrop. And to create a backdrop, if you don't remember, backdrop, right? Going to create a backdrop. Right now it's nothing. Backdrop. So, and I like to use the citybus, but if you want to use any other backdrop, you can use any other backdrop you want. Remember that you can search your backdrop. So, I'm going to use city because I love citybus, city. You can also use night city, day city. Pick anything you want. I like colors, colorful city. All right. So once you go ahead and click your backdrop, let's just save now. All right. This will avoid you losing your project. And next that we've created our backdrop, we're going to go ahead and we're going to add our bus. And we're going to add our bus because the project is called citybus. Okay, if you don't remember how to add the bus, I will remind you. To add the bus, this is how we add sprites. So you're going to see a little cat. The right hand side, the bottom of your screen, you should see the face of, or the silhouette, the shadow of a cat with a plus sign. So we're going to go ahead and we're going to click the plus. Choose a sprite. Okay. This session we won't be drawing as much yet. So go ahead, I type city, start the city, and you see the city bus comes up, or you could have typed bus, right? And you see the bus comes up. So go ahead, we're going to select the bus. Voila! The bus is in the scene. Okay, so we got our backdrop. 1, we got our bus. 2, so let's go ahead and continue, right? Got our sprite, our bus, and let's continue the work. So first thing that we need, remember, everything needs a trigger. A trigger such as a event, right? So remember, we said the alarm goes off in previous session. Your mom comes and tells you, get out of bed. That's an event. That's a trigger that forces you to jump out of bed and start getting ready for hustle and bustle and start getting ready for school, right? So every time we do a piece of code, it needs a trigger. Okay, when you click the button, turn on your phone, trigger, enter your password. Okay, power up the TV, trigger, you click the remote. And we're going to go to events. And events are orange. So we're going to go ahead and click the events and we're going to drag. Always remember that when you do the code, okay, key thing is we're going to click the sprite where we want to apply the code to. Okay, click the sprite where you want to apply the code to. This time we're going to apply the code to the bus. So I'm going to click and I'm going to drag the when green flag click over. Make sure the bus is highlighted. Okay, don't worry about your cat sprites. I'm going to put them behind the bus for now. Okay, it's very important because if I go to the cat sprite, I'm going to see that there are no codes. So sometimes you're like, where's my code? That's because it's under a different sprite. Okay. So now that we have our bus and we have our cat and we have our cat sprite and we have the when click, what we're going to do is we are going to go ahead and position our bus in a certain location when we click the green flag. That's when we start. We want our bus to be in the right spot. So go ahead, just for fun, click on your bus. Let's drag your bus and put it up here. Okay? Put it anywhere. Drag your bus and put it anywhere on the screen. And remember from previous, the X and Y. So the X is going across, the Y is going up. Okay. You can adjust the location of any sprite by using the X and Y, or you can use the go to. So motion, right? So motion, move to a certain location. So I'm going to move the go to X and Y, and we're going to tell the bus to go to 0 and -100. All right, and let's test the code. Several ways you can test the code. You can click on the code, it works, right? Clicking on the code, execute, or we can go up here and we can, when green flag, remember computer execute code in sequential order. It means sequence, first, then second, then third. So when click, go to, when I click the green flag, you're going to go to this location. So let's test it out. Always test your code. Voila. Okay, so that's where the bus is going to start when we click. Go ahead again, save now. Always save, always save, always save. Very important. Always save. 2 things. Always save, always test your code, right? Save and test your code. You can drag the bus around around the screen and press the green flag just to test your code out. Okay? Another thing we're going to do for the bus is, right now you see that the bus is in front of the sprite, right? We don't want that. We don't want the bus to be sitting in front of the sprite. So let's go ahead and change the look of the bus. Remember, the look is your little purple dot at the side. So go ahead and click on the purple dot. You'll see all access to all the look. And we're going to scroll down to the bottom. And let's see, where is it? We're going to change the go to my eyes, my eyes. Okay, so down here, shortly from the bottom, we have go to front layer. So right now it's already in the front. We can see it. It's in front of the cat, right? So we're going to go here and we're going to click go to back because we want to put the bus behind the sprite. So go ahead. You're going to click the drop down and put it to the back. Or I'm going to run the code. Several ways to run your code. Click, or you can hit the green flag. Let's hit the green flag. Voila! Now the bus is behind the sprite. And you can test it out. You could put front, okay? And we're going to run it. Could put it in the back, right? So now it's in front. And we're going to run it. And now you see the legs of the sprite, okay? So always play with your code. Now you see the legs of the sprite, okay? The sprite is in front. Let's click on the bus so we can see the code. Put the bus in the front, run it. Ah, bye-bye. What happened to sprite? Okay. Now last thing, let's leave it in. Okay, let's leave the sprite in front. Okay. So now you have it. Things are coming together, right? One other thing that we're going to do is we are going to change the color of the bus. And I want you to have some fun with this one as well. And of course, the color of the bus is look. Okay, so we're going to change the look again. We put it behind. Now let's jazz up our bus. And how do we jazz up our bus? We're going to set under the look. We're still under look. We're going to go to set color effect. And right now the color effect is 0. So let's see. Let's make it 60. Then you can test the code by clicking. Ooh, nice. Or play with the number here. I'm going to say 120. And then I'm going to click here, test it out. Okay, so let's see, about 130. Oh, that's too big. So let's do this. 130. I think I like that color. Kind of blends in with the background, right? And remember, you can use any backdrop, I should say, you want. So we go ahead. Once you're content with the number and the color of your bus, perfect. Okay, so right now, then the next thing we're going to do is we're going to click on the sprite, okay? The sprite is way too big, so we're going to resize the sprite, our cat sprite, right? We're going to resize it. And remember, there are several ways that you can resize the cat that we covered, but I like to use the short way, and it's, go ahead and just, let's make it 50, right? And then size is here. Hope you can see this big, right? So I'm going to big up the size so you can see the size property here. So change the size property, and then I'm going to hit enter and look at that. And now you see, let's make this back so it's not as fuzzy. Now you see that my sprite is 50% smaller than how it used to be. Perfect. So I'm going to take a pause right now, and I'm going to come back just to break this up. I'm going to come back, and we're going to continue with this project until we catch up to where we're supposed to be. Got it? Excellent. See you soon.